Yo, what up folks, MTG here, and we're taking a really powerful archetype that is a little lukewarm in Rakdos Midrange and spicing it up with some wheels. Let's take a look. So, obviously, the main things we're playing here are Sheoldred, which is what we're doing with the wheels. 2 black, black for 4/5, just format all-star. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life, but importantly, whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. And we're going to try and make our opponent draw a bunch of cards. And the way we're doing that is with Collective Defiance, kind of a 2-card combo in a way. Collective Defiance, 1 red red, has a bunch of different modes. You can pay 1 extra mana to use it multiple. Target player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many cards, and that is the wheel effect that we're using to try and basically spin our opponent's hand for a bunch of damage. It also does some other stuff. It's a removal spell. It can also, hit planeswalkers, burn our opponent out that way as well. We can wheel them while dealing damage to them if you want to pay the 4 mana. It's a pretty nice card. It's a little clunky, like on the face of it, which is why it doesn't see more play in the format, but here, where we're trying to take advantage of the wheel effect, it is really, really strong. So, 4 copies of Sheoldred, absolutely full muscle start anyway, having more copies of them, it's not too bad. And then Collective Defiance here, a fairly versatile card that we're using in conjunction with Sheoldred to try and, again, kill our opponent. The rest of the deck looks a little bit different. We've obviously kind of changed some numbers around for that, so let's have a look. Coming in at 1, we've got our 4 copies of Thoughtseize, our 4 copies of Fatal Push, just the best black spells in the format. At 2, we have more removal, 2 copies of Go for the Throat, decides to go for here, with a single copy of Sheoldred's Edict, and an Abrade. I wanted a lot of basically cards to deal with it, Greasefang. The Sheoldred's Edict actually is not great there, but hits Planeswalkers and gives us other velocity, but the 2 copies of Go for the Throat, just being able to kill anything, and then the Abrades doing 3 damage, and also giving us some nice answers for artifacts in the main deck, all pretty nice. We've got our 4 copies of Bloodtide Harvester, yep, staple of Rakdos, and our 1 copy of Croxer. It's just really, really good. I consider it, if you're not playing it in the 75 somewhere, you're kind of getting up a lot of points. It's just such a great threat that will carry out of the graveyard versus some of the control decks, and even some more mid-range matchups, and even aggro just finishes your opponent off very quickly while attacking their hand. Cool. The thing that we don't really normally see here is Sign and Blood. I will say, here's an arena pricing where these are like 10p each in paper, but are rare wildcards on Arena, because they're only available in the Mystical Archive. Thanks, Watsy, for that. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So it's just 2 things. It's some card advantage for 2 mana. So hey, in the controlling matchups, in the more military matchups, which all that really matters is kind of card advantage, we can just fire this up on turn 2, draw 2 cards, and just kind of, just build up our hand. However, later on in the game, when your opponent's starting to get low on life, if you've got a Sheoldred in play, similar to Collective Defiance, you can actually Sun and Blood your opponent. They draw 2 cards, they lose 2 life. Obviously, that triggers Sheoldred, they lose another 4 life. All of a sudden, you're binding them for 6 2 mana. Hey, that cannot be often be enough to finish our opponent off in a lot of spots, but it has that versatility to it. And we have some more in the sideboard. Again, for the more mid-range and controlling matchups, just being able to draw 2 for 2 mana is just very, very solid anyway. And again, you do have that burn ability to kind of just fire these off with Sheoldred in play, just burn your opponent out of the game. Obviously, you're giving them cards, you don't want to do it unless you have them actually dead, but you can assemble lethal that way. Then, at 3, similar to how we've got Fatal Push and Thoughtseize, we have the 2 best red cards in the format here with Fable the Mirrorbreaker and Bunker Giant. Both is just incredible. Fable obviously can help you find your combo. Also, like, hey, we've got the draws in with Sheoldred. Excellent, be able to prevent multiple threats that has to deal with, and then also threaten to copy things like the Bloodtide Harvesters and the Bunker Giants that we have around as our own creatures. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we have the 4 copies of Collective Defiance and the 4 copies of Sheoldred. Really, really solid shell. We've only tripped a little bit around the edges. We've still got a good amount of disruption and removal. With like the Thoughtseize, Fatal Pushes, we've got a bunch of 2 mana removal spells, and this really nice endgame plan where we're going to land a Sheoldred. We've got 4 of them in case our opponent kills them, and just burn our opponent out. With either Collective Defiance, Sign and Blood, or, just attacking them for damage normally is also fine. The mana base also looks a bit different. Obviously, we're all in on Sheoldred here, and one of the cards that plays really, really well with it is Castle Lochwain. The Star Destroyer art we've got here. 1 black, black, draw a card, and then you lose life with the number of cards in your hand. Normally, hey, if you've got a bit of a slow hand, if you get flooded, it can be quite punishing, but when you've got Sheoldred in play, it's obviously incredible because you're gaining life when you're drawing that card. So 2 copies here. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped at some amount of the time, like maybe more than you would like. That's kind of the nature of the deck, but it is just such a big payoff. We've got it here. Other utility lands. The one thing that sticks out like a sore thumb here is the Gyreach Sanitarium. This is another shout out to us doing all in on the kind of the Sheoldred plan. Taps for colorless, which is, a little not great, but 2 tap, each player draws a card, then discards a card. It gives you some filtering, while also just, again, we get to burn our opponent, we're gaining some life on ourselves. Awesome, 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 awesome. The only utility lands we have here, we've got man lands with Hive of the Eye of Tyrant, 2 copies, and 2 copies of Den of the Bugbear, and then a bunch of black rentals. So we talked about the 3 swamps, we've got a single mountain, and then 4 copies of Blackwood Cliffs, 4 copies of Whiteside Pathway, the 4 Blood Crypt, and 2 copies of Haunted Ridge. Alright, I'm going to hop into some best of 3 ranked games, but we do also have a sideboard here. So we've kind of split 1 and 1 with Rending Volley and Raven Enfeeblement. These are just really efficient removal spells with Greasefang, but also kind of hit different decks as well. Raven Enfeeblement versus Mono White or Angels, and then Rending Volley versus, again, Mono White comes in there as well, but also the blue creature decks, Spirits, that kind of thing. We're not playing in the main deck, but we do have a Misery Shadow in the sideboard. Sacrifice is very prevalent at the moment, and being able to just exile your opponent's cards from play that then they die is really, really solid. We have a single copy of Noxious Grasp versus green. We've got 2 more copies of Silent Blood for the more mid-range and controlling matchups, where card advantage matters a lot, and hey, it has that upside of being able to burn our opponent out again with Sheoldred play. Nice. An extra Brain either versus Artifact or when you need another removal spell for a turn 3 Greasefang. And then some Graveyard Hate with Unlicensed Huss here. 3 copies of Reckon the Backbuster. Obviously, just format All-Star again. Just comes in the sideboard again for those mid-range and control decks. Got 2 copies of Extinction Event versus Aggro, but also comes in versus Mono Green. It's just really efficient versus their 1/3/5 curve with Llanowar Elf, Old Growth Troll, and Cavalier. Also, those have a bunch of really annoying dice effects. This gets all the way around though. And then again, another kind of hedge for Sacrifice. 1 single copy of Kalitas. Is amazing. When you kill stuff, you make zombies. It's got lifelink. It starts becoming a big lifelink here if it gets to sit around and play. It's basically a must-have card, and can pull you out of some sticky situations as well. Right, let's hop into some ranked matches. Alright. Yeah, this is a bit of a tribute to the blue-black wheel deck, which we don't currently have in the format. Rest in peace, Days and Doing an Ocean Thief. Hopefully we'll get them sometime soon. Yeah, first match here with Rakdos wheels. Pretty sweet. We have a Sheoldred. We have a pretty nice early start with Harvester and such. We are a little weak to Greasefang here, not having a removal spell for a turn 3. It's one of those things where you never really feel safe playing it. There's always something that'll get you. Tell me I've not crashed it. It looks like everything's working fine. Well, this is fun. If this game just gets timed out, I will try and speed through it. You can't play a land and then also just not play anything else and go okay. They're just furious that they're playing against Rakdos. But I'm playing the cool version with like sweet cards. They just don't know. Alright, okay. Our pro decided to play no spells. I kind of gave up after kind of half game 1. So let's get quickly into our next match then. Alright, okay. Quickly into the next one then. That was a horror show. Yeah. They might have not just timed us out. They might have just been having connection issues or something. But yeah, a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, if you're still with us, thank you very much for sticking through that. We are on the play and we'll keep this. We've got a curve going. The Thoughtseize Harvest Fable has been the doom of many players. We have not started on Hive, which was a mistake. Okay. I don't want to play this. I'm not that worried about protecting our hand. I'd rather just get rid of the Fable because that's the 2-for-1. Trespass is annoying, but can be answered. Alternatively, we could just wheel our hand away. Or wheel the hands. Alright, let's see what they take here. They should probably also take Fable. Cool. Yeah, not playing... We didn't have an untapped red source, so maybe we should have just not cast the Thoughtseize off the Haunted Ridge. And let Hedge Swords draw into one. They've got multiple good answers for Sheoldred. Maybe this is a hand we should wheel away. We can't yet anyway. Alright, we're gonna have to play through it. They have more removal than we do. But we have more... well... we have better threats? Let's see. The double Edictors could be tough. Okay. Yeah. We lose that here. The question is really, do you just like jam stuff into it? There's not if we can help it, but at the same time... I'm not going anywhere else anytime soon. If we had a red source, this would work. I think we just have to play through that rule. We're going to play Sheoldred into the edicts. We don't have that many creatures, and so it's going to be tough for us to play through anyway. This at least kind of does a pseudo time walk on them. They don't get to even see the card before they start what they're playing. And hitting into Fable is actually really solid. Okay, yeah, that's fine. They are stuck onto land. If they get a third one here, make the trespass is pretty hard to deal with. Okay, sure. Fine. I think given this, we'll have to look at upgrading the Harvester. See what we draw here. Okay, no, I'm gonna discard... I want to wheel them into, like, lands and spells. There's a lot to play through here. I should know the Harvest is going to be a nightmare. Okay, new strat. Go to 7. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have to take Liliana. If we had a red source, we could have just wheel that hand away on turn 3 because we saw a bunch of red and didn't have anything great going on ourselves. Take Liliana, take the Edict. The Liliana is an Edict. This I can actually cast. We're going to hedge on the you will have no lands plan. Great. That's always where I love to be. Or at least slipping a Fable around. Then, and the Harvester answers some things. Alright. Sure. Still not the worst. I should probably have looted this Collective Defiance away. Alright, alright. Alright. Weirdly drawing like 2 Sheoldreds here, not the worst possible. So if they draw the land this turn, they can harvest it down like a collection and then make a sacrifice of Sheoldred. Then we get another one. If they hit a land. If they didn't hit the land, we're like in a pretty good spot. They can make Blood Harvester, this still only kills the reflection. Okay. Black, activate this. I don't want to activate this though, do I? Yeah, I didn't have to attack. We have to get them dead super fast. Actually, it is correct to do this, even with the loot. Because if they draw the land for the Liliana, we can animate the Hive in response. That way we don't have to worry about replaying the Sheoldred. They hit the land. I'm gonna make the Lily.
Nobody knows Domino.
I'm gonna down tick. We animate the Hive. Sacrifice the Hive. We're at 6. They were harvested, but they're at 8. They have to kind of respect the fact that we can deal damage to them. With the Gary Sanitarium, we actually have a lot of damage kind of holding. I think about attack us down to 3, because then if they have a removal spell, obviously we're in pretty big danger. What's the Trespasser next turn they got? Okay, they're gonna roll with it. Don't know if they factored us gaining life or not. That is funny. Okay, what's the best way to do this? I think we use the Sanitarium last. They know. They should have actually seen what this card is, because if they draw a removal spell, they stop us. But hey, that was a really, really tight game. Okay, right, Rakdos Mirror. Let's think about it. The Reckoner Bankbusters. There's some interesting stuff here. Generally, the done thing is to board out the hand disruption. It's all just about having more threats and more cards than your opponent. That being said, people do sideboard the matchup slightly differently. Some spots. Have a think. The other cards that are interesting are like Fatal Pushes. You have a lot of ways to enable them. You want to most of the best cards of the matchup, things like Sheoldred, are like creature based. Some of the planeswalkers that used to see a lot of play don't really get played that much anymore. I'm be a little worried about being clunky at the top, but Kalitas again does have just the power to take over the game though. The Giants have some things to kill, but not tons. But having an efficient answer for Fable when you're not getting just like 2 for 1 is important. Edict. Yeah. Fine with that. Your Braid's important. Oh. These also kill. Yeah, I would rather do something like this, I think. Maybe have 2 Fatal Pushes in, but there's nothing else I want to cut. Heroes are sort of inefficient. The Sheoldred's Edict does catch Planeswalkers if they do have something wild that they're boarding into. I think this is about right. Alright. The Braid's basically like, hey, this kills their early stuff, but then it also kills Reckoner Bankbuster, which is one of the best cards of the matchup. So there's that. Oh, I've also turned my game up a little bit, so I thought my voice was a little quiet. I just like went back and edited down the first bit. I knew I'd figure otherwise. There's a lot to cut out than just timing. Alright, Bonecrusher, Sheoldred. Cards. If they like randomly kept in Thoughtseize is bad, otherwise I think it's fairly solid. You just don't want to mulligan much here. You can't really afford to. That's maybe the best card we could have drawn. We do have the Den of the Bugbear, which is annoying. We're going to commit to casting the Silent Blood later. Do they have a 2-drop creature? They do not. Okay. Now we don't want to get tempered out by Fable, so we're going to Blackleaf Cliffs, hold up the Stomp for the Fable token. Then we can work out what we're doing later on. No one's time Eternity Bankbuster. Here is that Fable though, we will go ahead when this resolves. And we'll stomp the token, get that out of here. Alright, okay, this is good timing to draw another Black Eclipse. And now we can present our own threat with Bunker Giant. We did see there Liliana game 1 actually, so keeping the Sheoldred the Edict in is definitely good. One of those things where like some lists play more Planeswalkers, some lists... Well, hey, Liliana's like the one Planeswalker that sees play a reason why at a time. The things like Sorin and Chandra just fall onto the wayside. Maybe... I'm not sure if anyone's playing the new... It has Tribe the 6 mana Chandra, but okay. We want to continue playing to the board here. This is always going to be a 2 for 1 for us, so if we can trade into it, it's actually totally fine. Gotta make sure we've got answers for stuff. We've got 4 cards. And if we can like keep Sheoldred alive, we can go Sign in Blood You, Collective Defiance, wheel the new cards away and the old cards. That would be crazy. Yeah, if they take 4, we still slam Sheoldred. So we got the walking 2-4 off the board. We're gonna make our Sheoldred. If they push here, we get we get punished to the maximum. That it disappears to see what happens. But it's fairly easy to trigger fatal push and just kind of, you know, pick out the flaws. That is okay. We have Collective Defiance. We can actually wheel away our lands, which is kind of decent. The problem is that it gets rid of the Silent Blood as well, but maybe that's the price we pay. 4 mana to kill this and just fix our hand is probably worth it. can see though, that's a new trespasser. We can't let this thing live, basically. Just how we want to play around it. It'll take some damage. I think we get the Bankbuster into play. Yeah. We can't let them be copying the Trespasser. They don't have anything else to copy right now, but leaving the Reflection in play is just the recipe for disaster long term. Alright. Invoke? Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot. The weird one, because it doesn't make you sacrifice artifacts, it's like enchantments, planes, all his creatures. The Signing Blood's looking worse and worse. We do have lots of things to discard here, though. I think we do... Oh, they've got manlands too. Yeah. Double a braid. You get a 5, can we risk that? If they're like Sheoldred, we're just all kinds of... Just kind of Jover. I think we have to. Let's do this now. Worst comes to worst, like if they don't have a thing, we get to draw off the Bankbuster, and that's still good. They're in a position where they should be looking to like attack with a den maybe though, but just making Sheoldred open, that's okay. It does eat stuff though. What else do they have? Ah, Fable. Okay. Sure. Recommitted. Just deal with the Trespasser. Good draw step. Okay. We have a blocker here, but they're going to be attacking with their own. These tokens come. I think we have to main phase this. Right. I should not have played. Alright, that was a mistake. We should play the untap land. We can at least then up and out to block. We're still dead to removal spell. We're still probably dead. We're dead anyway, but we would have been dead to removal spell. It doesn't get much better, to be honest. Yeah. They're gonna attack fully. Alright, let's go game 3. That was a bit sloppy. I'm still happy with the way we sideboard is. Yeah. Maybe bad timing playing Sheoldred right out there. They might not have had any good Tyranno removal spells. We've not actually seen any. So they kind of went for like a huge tempo play. Like if we don't play the Sheoldred there, then losing the Trespasser is really big. But we unfortunately don't really have anything else to do. And we could Silent Blood ourselves. I was trying to cook with like Silent Blood Defiance. Nonsense. That's what we're here to do though, so hey. That's Alright. They're taking a little while with their sideboarding. Let's see what's going on. We'll play. Alright. This seems okay. Bankbuster, we've got Harvester around. Probably play that out first. You obviously want to hit some land drops though. Maybe that's a reason to back. I don't think there's enough of a reason to. Oh, okay. Sure. What are you taking? Bankbuster at least makes my decision easier. Let's see. Taking one of the Fables is also pretty decent. Like having 2 just means there's so many things that you have to remove from their side. Alright, we know we're hitting our land now. Go ahead and make a Blood Harvester. Then let's go Stomp now. I would like Stomping now, but I also kind of think that the... And yeah, we'll see what's happening. Here comes Fable. They can go ahead and like bunch a giant here, but then they're still, you know, in a position. Let's see what we draw. I'm just gonna make that. All our cards are good. Need to remember that, hey, if all the cards are good, you just don't need to, don't force yourself to discard something just kind of for the sake of it. We're going to take some damage here to kind of make a bit of a tempo, well, tempo players can't just go around bringing it around. It's we're killing this so that we can go kill spell into get the treasure and make another Fable here. And then we have a lot of pressure going on. Because now they have to deal with this flipping, these two, and then later on this is going to flip, and they know we've also got Sheoldred in hand. Does this tick up? That's the question I want to ask myself here. They are going to get rid of Sheoldred that way. Yeah, that is actually fine. That's funny. Do I leave Sheoldred? Do I leave Liliana in play though? That's it, right? I think we leave Liliana in play. Ignore it. The way we get punished for this is they have like some kind of sweeper somehow. But the other thing is that this stops them being able to just like fatal push the Sheoldred straight away. Okay. There's a couple of things going on here. They're gonna scoop it up. Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say, if they eat it to us, we sacrifice a token. We're flipping this. It means that they have to deal with the Sheoldred, and then we're flattening to go reflection, 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 reflection. Basically, make a bunch of reflection copies on their end step. And we also got all this treasure to do that with, which is pretty cool, even if they're not tied to the other stuff. All right, next match. All right. I think we're about the 30-minute mark, depending on how long I edited down the first match to be. Our first match, if it wasn't really in here very much, was just our opponent just stalling us and timing us out. It was super fun, like without playing any spells though. So if this is a long match, I'll play. This will be the last one. If it's short, I'll play another. It seems solid. We'll go ahead and keep it. Make sure you sequence the lands first, like correctly. It's so, especially like on arena where you're just like clicking, just like, ooh, I'm just gonna throw my land out here. And now with Gigantha, you can go multiple ways. Okay, it could be like wizard aggro. It could be like transmogrify stuff. I've seen a bit of that recently. We'll just play our cards out. We don't actually have a lot of decision making here on our side. We'll see if they are killing things here. That's a Firing Impulse. We still don't even know tons, but Firing Impulse says probably not wizards. Whereas a Spell Pierce is like, oh, maybe you're playing some kind of tempo deck. Let's just make a Harvester. Make it disappear. Also not really telling us a lot. Okay. Sure. Yeah, this okay. The Mutavault is telling me, hey, this is Transmogrify. In which case, I think I do want to keep hold of the Fatal Push. Feels a bit weird. I don't want to like run the Sheoldred out into a counter spell. I kind of want to savor it a little bit because I can go counter spell into making attracts, and all of a sudden we are out of this race. So. Ah, nothing on 4. That is very suspicious. The one thing is that we know that they're not playing creativity because the Gigantha means they can't. Add Gigantha, go. Oh my gosh. Hate it. I'm just gonna stomp here. We'll try and use this opportunity to turn the corner. Ah, Sign in Blood. Things if they have a mate disappear, this is miserable. There's no reason to run the Sheoldred out yet. We should just Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. I can't say red like a book because obviously they were holding something up, but hey. We don't run the Sheoldred into mate disappear. There's a Gigantha. Unfortunately, Fatal Push doesn't kill that. I'm thinking what I want to do with this Fatal Push. Is it time to get rid of it yet? It might be. We have a lot of good. We have a few decent 2-mana removal spells to draw into. I think we sack this off. If we draw a Blood Harvest, I'll be very sad. Sign in Blood. Okay, well this is an opportunity to get Sheoldred down, and then we have somehow drawn into this like double Sheoldred burn player. Alright, let's see. See if they have a good answer to Sheoldred. We can't attack with this. Yeah, if we somehow drew the third Blood Harvester to get the next. Oh, just. Oh, humbug. Maybe could have cast the Sign in Blood here, but we can still do that on end step if we want to. Oh. Balls. Who should we go aggro? No blocks. I imagine they're doing this because in post combat they're gonna spin the Mutavault into the Atraxa. No, they're gonna spin the Gigantha to the Atraxa. That is correct. So the Mutavault dies the Fatal Push. This is the correct line of play to take. That's it. What do they reveal here then? So Fiery Palm. Ow. My mouse. That's like way more than 10 cards. Oh, that's the Transmogrify, you dumbass. Alright, here we go. Another Transmogrify, they've got double Volcanic Smite. Oh, they can only get one of those though. Okay. Smite, Shark Typhoon, Mirex, Transmog. They have a second Atraxa. They won't be able to do it now, but it will be a threat. Is this till next turn? No, this turn. Okay. Let's go ahead. Actually, we maybe need these Silent Bloods. They're at 15. They take 2, go to 13. This comes in across. They're gonna have. They'll be able to kill Sheoldred, surely. Yeah, let's just stack one of these away. If we kill the Atraxa, they can just make another one as well, which is the kind of dangerous bit. Okay, less of an issue if we have the. Oh, we need to not just die. We're going to Thoughtseize into Sheoldred. Transmogrification. Letting them resolve a Shark Typhoon is also just awful. I think we have to take this. Can't beat the Shark Typhoon. They still have to draw a second removal spell to pair with the Smite to kill that. I'm gonna play this tap because I want all the mana I can possibly count next time. Okay, alright. Let's see how that goes. They're on 13. Animate Mutavault. Oh, because we can't actually. Oh, jeez. 9. Yeah. We can't afford to block the Mutavault with the Sheoldred because it means the Sheoldred dies. Need the Volcanic Smite. Okay. We're at 2. They have 2 real spells. They do not. We gain some life. Alright, we're gonna gain some more life here. Target me. That's 6. That's not enough. Yeah. Alright, it's a game 2. Atraxa. Okay. This is really tough. I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards. We don't have a lot. Like, we can answer Atraxa, but we have to, like... Oh, dear. Okay, so we've got Thoughtseize. Okay. Then we either need some stuff that will be able to... I like Noxious Grasp. Then being able to just like turn the Gigantha into there are less answers to the Gigantha. The Braid can come out. We want the Fatal Pushes to be able to deal with like new Volta stuff. Oh, it's so bad though. It's so bad. Maybe the answer is instead to be like, okay, we're just gonna Extinction Event the tracks away. They can get 2 in total. It's just whether they have if they'll have interaction for that. Where are we at here? Maybe try and go all into the combo plan. Yeah, like round they're doing. Neither Thoughtseizers. The Fatal Bushes just are awful. Yeah. If anything else we do, we just need to get them dead. Maybe the answer is we do bring in the Misery Shell. I don't these. The Giants are also just terrible. This is my new least favorite movie to play against that Proxer. Yeah. It's super efficient. Really hard to sideboard against because you need like to kind of be able to interact with all the Meteor Vaults and stuff, but also they can just go like Shark Typhoon, just like at you in the game. It's tough. And so we need to put pressure on them. It's obviously easy when we're on the play and we don't just run into headfirst into all the counter spells. But yeah, he does. All right. They also have some like pretty open-ended sideboard options. I could kind of scupper us a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going. Like here, it's like we have a cheap interaction for the Atraxa. Just a case of whether they can do like, hey, transmogrify for Atraxa while holding up a bunch of interaction. And that requires us to put a lot of pressure on them and to not just kind of get bogged down by their early like removal and stuff. Pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Just gonna stomp face here with the plan of just going, okay, pressure. This is good. But I think we actually, because we're not, I don't want to say we're not in danger. Oh, no. Like the counter spell that makes a decay token is 3 mana. I don't feel as bad about this. Getting like, just like time walked into Transmogrify is rough. Okay, we make them use their resources. That's fine. Thoughtseize can also let us push through Sheoldred later on, but obviously we want to prioritize taking their combo cards if we're in danger of getting comboed. The Sanitarium's not doing us any favors. I don't want to run headlong into stuff, but we don't have a like if we go like it's like Thoughtseize Pass is the other line of play. We can't just run Sheoldred into 3 open mana. We're gonna see their hand now. They're gonna have no counter spells and like that. Okay, they're gonna Impulse Response. Sure. They have Transmogrify when they only have Mirrex as a way of making tokens. Actually, not that worried about the Atraxa. I know the Atraxa in the yard is also valuable, but the Shard Typhoon's actually the thing that's going to kill us here. Just don't have any way to beat this card. And they don't really have a way to cast the Atraxa, at least in this version of the deck. They're not making a bunch of treasures to do that. Okay. We of course also saw that they didn't have any counter spells, so we could just absolutely just slam the Sheoldred. But it seems so wrong, like on the face of it. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. Seems bad, but they kind of have the combo stuff in play. They can, if we give them an opportunity, they can Mirrex at the end of our turn. I hate it, the game. They can Mirrex at the end of our turn, untap Transmogrify. That gets them a bunch of cards. Let's think like, can we deal with the result of that? We have answers. When we're at a point in the game where if they just use all their mana for that, then we're not like that's fine effectively. You also maybe don't just try and run the token out. It's sort of like, is that worse than going? If we go Fable, they get to go Fiery Impulse, like at best, and at worst they go Mirrex. We at least threaten that we've got a Fatal Push. We can't sit here doing nothing. They can go for the combo, but they don't have tons of mana, so we may actually just kind of get through it. They're going to fire off an Impulse to try and find a counter spell, which is almost better for us in a way. Obviously, if they hit the counter spell, it's not great. Okay, they're going to double Impulse. That feels good. If they hit the counter spell, it's obviously bad, but it means we're not getting just comboed now this turn coming. They could also have hit like removal spell, but they only have a single red source. Well, 2 red sources max with the Steam Vents. I'm not playing into them. Alright. Let's go to combat. We know they looted away an Atraxa. I don't know if they have any way to reshuffle it from the graveyard. Generally, these decks play 2 copies. We are very close to this becoming lethal. This can't be better than making Fable. There's just no way. Both things like the Fire Impulse anyway. I'm gonna flip the switch here. Okay, that makes a token. So they untap the Transmogrify here. They also can have a Spell Pierce. Maybe try and prevent them being able to do the thing. Because the Spell Pierce still gets on their turn, but they... Okay, cool. There are still some things they can do to make a token, but if they do not have an answer to the Sheoldred or a counter spell, that makes us pay more than 3 mana. Oh, they're going to Transmogrify the Sheoldred. Like, there's a good chance we just get another Sheoldred. Okay, yeah, that's always what happens. Oh, fantastic. Alright. Maybe that's a short. I like the way we sideboarded. I think this is good. Okay. Post game 3, they're on the play, which makes absolutely all of their counter spells better. The Spell Pierces, the Make Disappears, and that's the 3 mana counter spell there that we saw that makes it a K token. That card is actually nuts. Like, obviously, normally it's like nothing, but then when using Transmogrify, and all of a sudden you have like, hey, 3 mana counter spell unless they pay 4, that also makes a 2/2 that you can just turn into Atraxa. Pretty good. This is unfortunately a 1-lander. We will... we're on the draw. Kind of have to keep this. I'll bottom this. Actually, I'm going to bottom the Blightsteel step pathway so that we have a swamp in case we draw into castle later on. We have a good number of sources that this is okay. Alright, let's see. Could be a toughie. I'm not really... Oh yeah, so it's like 2 Atraxas, 3 Shark Typhoons, the 4 Transmogrifies. Oh, it's a button to Bankbuster as well because I'm not playing creativity. Kinda just savage. Alright, we've gone runner land, which is not what we wanted. By any stretch. The best thing about this as well is that it eventually makes a pilot, which you can then, again, spin into a Traxxas. Try and make them use of mana. I've been fairly openly just like stomping here. I'm gonna continue doing that. Like, there's like a window where we're not that worried about. Oh, like, yeah. I said not that worried. Yeah, they can Typhoon still. Unless we do absolutely nothing, they're always gonna be able to threaten Transmogrify Turn 4. It could have been something else except the shark. Womp. It's like 3-mana counterspell also does it. But the thing is, like, hey, they do actually have to discard cards at some point. Sure. Harvester. Now they've got a couple extra draw steps. We do, when we can, we kind of have to respect the fact that they can get to combo and just spin up a Traxxas. And so having to go for the throat is good. But to a certain extent, they're just going to sit around until we're putting enough pressure on that they're forced to do it. Until that point, they're just going to sit here and be like, yeah, I don't need to cast it. I will hit you for one with the shark until the day that things go pear-shaped. I'm going to loot this land away. Ooh, this is a little awkward. I'm going to attack here. There's a play they can make where they go... make a Mirex token, try and block. Don't know if that's actually on the cards. Okay. Alright, more removal spell trading. New Harvester. Alright. And this time we're in a position where, like, okay, end step if need be. We get to go crush the token. If they have Spell Pierce here alongside a Transmogrify again, or if they have another land and they make disappear. Oh gosh. Get a life. Alright. Yeah, that's the 4th land. I think one. What else you got going on? Trying to stop the token. The thing is that they have loads of more tokens coming. Getting out of the way of a Spell Pierce here is pretty okay. Don't want to wheel them into combos. We just die if they go like weird block things. Maybe the extinction event to kind of clear things back up. They're just gonna let this hit. Okay. I'm happy enough going Misery Shadow, hold up the go for this, right? That's where I am right now. They just make a punch that water token. Okay. Yeah. I'm not salty, I promise. They can also just like start spinning these up into creatures and we die very quickly. No blocks. The extinction event does look embarrassing. Is there a way we can... There's so much mana. We kind of need to keep attacking. We can do some weird stuff to threaten to block. I'm like worried a little bit about it. What do they have? If they have the Transmogrify, which are all kinds of dead. There's like one draw left here, a bunch of draws left here. They can just cash those in. Oh, non-artifact creature. Just. Get me out of here. Alright, we can at least try and stop to finish this off. We're just so dead to everything. They can let this go fine, they just activate in response. Get to draw the card, make another token, keep swimming. Oh, they draw into account as well? They're thinking about it. They're like, I can make this pitless. It doesn't do that much anymore. It doesn't counter a spell. Okay. Yeah, that happens. No! Okay, alright. Well, I might as well concede the game. I hate Arena. I hate it. I just click through. Like, can't help taking game actions. Like, ooh, button to click. Alright. We can now also freely make a Atraxa. Or cast Gigantha, or anything. Okay. It's not over yet. As I wouldn't have cast removal spot on that turn anyway. And so, you know, just we're gonna get the cane. And then make disappear. Yeah. We're not like well, actually no, we are very much actually dead. They can crew up here and attack. Alright. I did misplay here, but I think we would have lost. We would have lost this stuff anyway. Alright. Let's go. Alright, here match 3. I think we're about 50 minutes. This will be the last one. Yeah, so far no shenanigans. Our opponents have conceded to some shenanigans. Some games to shenanigans. But no actual shenanigans on the table. But hey, the threat is there. The odds have been fine. You do need, like, maybe we could play another red source or two. Try and take that up. But still, like, most properly castable. This is very solid hand, at least into Goldfish opponent. So keep it is. Got all kinds of stuff going on. If an Aetherborn, I would no thank you. Alright, looks like mono black aggro or mid range. We don't know for sure. We can either find out with the Thoughtseize or we can roll Crocs out here. There are some there's something else really powerful for us to do. Next time we're like casting Motion Giant. I think we just the things that I'm worried about all cost 4 mana really. So I think actually if we make rocks are here, that curves us, that fits our curve better. Playing like Bunker Giant out into Liliana sounds pretty miserable to me. Okay, we get another Aetherborn out of that. That's fine. Good to see that gong, so we can't actually we can't stomp that down. Oh, we can't stomp that down either. Okay. There. And it eats the Croxer. Now, don't I feel silly? I'm gonna make a Motion Giant. We'll do this. What are the chances that we get early on it? We have Silent Blood to kind of recoup some cards as well, which is nice. Go for the throat, at least not that bad. The problem with Crash Passes is it's always like a 2-for-1. One card left in hand. And we're gonna go down to 15. Okay, a lot of these cards hurt us, which is awkward. Oh, we can't define to be able to handle. Hmm. We can. It's a bit of card disadvantage though. I thought he's. They appreciate the one. These Defiance here. Let's cast. Let's see what they have. Oh, it's a Mirrex. All right. It was all for naught. Alright, the Trespasser is in play for another turn. I want to make... Oh, that is not very nice. Huh. 2, 3... We're going down to 7? Taking 7, going to 6. Reach some graveyards. They have Aether Bonds. Taking the one there. 2... They can't cast spells and be hiving. Alright, we take some damage here. But then we're able to collect the Defiance that away. There's a little one we draw. Okay, I will also say the Sign and Bloods have been a little medium. To bad. We've not had... Oh, that's a perfect draw. I say perfect, we actually want to pitch the... We're at 6. We go... Let's animate this again. Yeah, we just have to just get rid of Sign and Blood. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I want to target it. It's just bad not cast. Yeah. Alright, okay. Yeah, the cost of Signing Blood is actually real. You just not spend that much time with the Sheoldred in play. I'll let them attack here. We don't have a Crocs anymore, so our graveyard doesn't matter too much. But the main thing is they don't randomly get to use the mana to do something shenaniganish. And now we're kind of like, okay, what are we drawing into? Harvester, not the worst. Alright, let's see. They have some cards up on us. And the Mirrex starts making tokens pretty quick. We don't get rid of that. We're at 6. I'm pretty happy to be attacking with a Butter Harvester. These things do poison, but we'll see how that actually goes. Yeah, I might do a video on the blue-red transmogrified deck just because it's such an annoying thing to play against. I like to be on the other end of it for a bit. I've covered the creativity, but like decks like a reasonable amount, but not. Oh, why are you like this? I don't want to discard. What do we give? Thoughtseize. Wait, what? It's an artifact. It's an artifact. I'll keep the treasure in play, because if we draw like into like Sheoldred or something... Okay. Cancel. This buys us like a ton. If we discard and draw into a land, we don't get... Okay, that's... There are enough gifted Aetherborns in yards. Maybe they just loot it away. It's like, I mean, it really is our top card of library. Okay. I think on the Misery Shadow, these cards are bad. The Silent Bloods are theoretically okay. We're not great there, though. I'm not sure if I feel back should have bet. From our side, again, this is a matchup with a Thoughtseize. really just about number of threats. That's all we really care about. Despite the trespassers, like Croxer is good if we ever get to do the thing. Not another Sheoldred needs all the tokens. Bone Crusher doesn't kill any of their creatures. And we're bringing in some other threats, so I think that's okay. Fatal Push deals with some stuff, but not tons. Even up, we do have like reasonable answers here. Like if we cut Fatal Push, leave, and the Bone Crusher just leave in the Thought Seizers. I think it's exactly like the Black Red matchups. There are just important cards that we can just take, I think. You risk dying to Born. Did I not add it? No, I can't see. I don't want to add more than one of these. You split the difference. Alright. Questionable sideboarding here. On the play, Backbuster's great. And we have like a couple of decent, well, a couple of really good things for them to Thought Seize away. So we're gonna at least get to maybe get one on them. See. They could bring in like Duress and go blank and just try and just drill us out of cards. But who knows? We'll see. We at least get to present pressure. That's okay. The other thing is that in Rakdos you have like a I throw my hands up in the air sometimes saying, hey, I wanna let. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty good. We're not gonna give them tons of opportunities to draw cards, hopefully. Not if everything goes our way. But we'll see. At the minute I don't... Actually, no, I do think I'm just gonna loot away this Fatal Push. Let's just keep it moving for now. Two unknowns. If we play through Sheoldred, they could just have a removal spell. Them pushing here lets us feel a little bit better. Does mean they kind of are a little guppered on things to do if they have a removal spell here. But that's true the other way as well. Okay, so I'm going to draw here. And the Backbuster putting in work. Alright, they don't have an instant speed answer. Otherwise they'd have killed the Sheoldred on upkeep. Akanuma. Okay. The first time, I'm going to play the Harvest route first, because we want to, if possible, loot away some of these land. Happy enough moving to combat. Now you Hagrim. That's rude. Alright. We'll get this loot in there. Sure. Next. I'm gonna play the Bug Crypt out because then we can start trying to attack with another Bugbear. We're at 13. Not no life total. Okay. So the walking 2-for-1 is here. I like our hand. That's the thing. Yeah. We discard here. I think we discard Fatal Push because there are some big things that we want to answer to. Taking crew in response prevents our attack. A reason to maybe not discard the go to the throat. Well, to discard the go to the throat. But I think that's okay. They have their own hive. Alright, their main phase activating, which feels good for us. The rest to go for the throat out. 4 cards. So many. So many cards. Okay, second Backbuster actually doesn't do anything. Come on. Sign in Blood is a kill spell. It is night though. What do you got? Not a trespass. I'm gonna draw. That makes a token. Okay. Good. I can crew up here. They're low enough, I just want to do this. I could have removal spells, but I'll go for it. Pain. Now this attack's only putting them down to 1 to 3. Means we can't make it. Ah, jeez. Okay. Sure. We're still in striking range. We have 4 copies of Sign in Blood. Yeah, if we attack in with these 2, what do they take? Oh, no, they take the Sign in Blood because they're at full life. I feel like, but the Bankbuster is like a really good card. We could have played Bankbuster, but I was kind of maybe a little greedy, trying to just close things out. Going Bankbuster there and just playing for a bit longer of a game would have been fine. I'm gonna say the Bankbuster. That's a gamble. Okay, they can activate Sheoldred here now. Oh, that 40 did resolve though. Right. You just take a bunch of damage here. Yeah, obviously, so we can't shine in buildings again. Do you think they know the rules? If we sign in them, are they going to draw in response? I think we're dead if they just let us. Okay. It'll be fine, honest. You gain life, you gain life, you gain life. No need to activate now, please. Okay. Alright, fine. Alright. I thought that this gamble was better than us taking 6 ourselves and trying to dig our way out of this board state. Which, hey, every other situation I respect my opponent, but yeah, this time I was like, let's coin flip. Okay, I'll see you in the post game. Alright. Yeah, again, interesting games. Obviously, the first non-one, but then 3 fairly decent matches. Played a little sloppy in places, but overall, I think we did okay. Deck is a little clunky. Again, like, hey, sometimes you struggle for one double red for Collective Defiance. There were a couple of that last game, things like Graveyard Trespasser really felt like a trouble to get through. But overall, deck super fun. Maybe tone it back a little bit. You can obviously play more Sheoldreds. Having some number of Collective Defiances here, we didn't unfortunately get to actually live the dream here, which is a shame. But having like some number of Collective Defiances in your Rakdos deck could be pretty awesome. The Gyre Sanitarium I think is an overreach. We need to make sure that we've got enough sources to cast our spells. And the Sign in Bloods felt a little awkward. I had someone kind of like bring it up as a point of interest a little bit before Pro Tour Philadelphia earlier this year. I was like, hey, maybe you start doing this. And really, the like, hey, take 6 element of it is a little too weak, and you end up having to cast it. At the point where you're saying having to cast it for the front side, as in just like draw 2, lose 2, you gotta think it's pretty bad, and it's probably just worse than having a Bankbuster. And just having like some Collective Defiance in your Rakdos deck for the Sheoldred is probably good enough. This version deck is super sweet. I'm certainly going to jam some more games with it, because it's fun. Hopefully we'll get the bits for the Dimir, the blue-black wheels deck. So Notion Thief, which means when your opponent draws cards outside of the draw step, you draw them instead. So you get to use things like Days Undoing to go, hey, I draw the cards. But we also unfortunately don't have Days Undoing the format. Hopefully I'll put a picture of the screen here. These 2 pieces and a couple of other things make the Wheels deck pretty fun, and that is like a real, like, actual deck in Pioneer. It's not been putting up as many results recently, but it's like a thing that was doing really well at different points last year, and people have played to a lot of success. Hopefully we'll get all the parts for that soon. For the time being, like, hey, if you have the cards, try this out. It's pretty fun. Like, if you let me know if you manage to actually get off the Sheoldred Collective Defiance combo. But hey, consider it. Maybe you want to, like, hey, it's a fairly versatile spell. Maybe you want to slide in a Collective Defiance into your Rakdos deck. Maybe even 2. Have a go. Alright. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Kind of on the way to 1,000. Soon TM. And yeah, peace out. Thanks for watching. Take care.